Welcome back. Let's turn to Bangalore because Bangalore has been shamed once again. A 22-year-old call center employee was allegedly gang raped by men who offered to drop her home. The police has now arrested 2 suspects and also traced the vehicle in which the crime was allegedly committed. But serious questions are again being raised over the safety of women employees working in the BPO sector. Rohini Swami and Pratibha Raman now report.
Bengaluru, India's IT hub, has been shamed yet again. This time, a 22-year-old call center employee was returning home after work when she was offered a lift by 2 men in a tempo van. She was threatened with a knife, gang raped inside the vehicle, threatened and thrown out in the same place where she was picked up.
It was right at this junction that she was picked up. The victim was picked up by a tempo traveler on Saturday night at around 10 p.m. after she finished work.
The story emerged to shock the city on a day when Prime Minister visited with the German Chancellor. The police did manage to trace the vehicle in which they suspect the incident happened and have also arrested 2 accused in the case.
Our teams had to verify all such similar vehicles in that area who were working there around in those companies, and we finally zeroed down on these 2 accused.
This is the vehicle that has been narrowed down, and the police sources say that the victim seems to have identified this particular sticker which says Pagal, and based on which the police feel that this could perhaps be the vehicle.
Despite a spate of disturbing attacks in a once safe city, all that the Karnataka Home Minister could do was offer condemnation.
It was very unfortunate this type of heinous crime was taking place. I think that the entire society, we have to condemn this type of people and we have to isolate. That's what I used to say from the beginning.
The police is preparing sketches of the accused based on the survivor's description and is making some headway in the investigations. However, this incident certainly tarnishes Bengaluru's image as one of the safest cities for women. With Pratibha Raman and Rohini Swami, Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me now, N.S. Megrik. He is the Bangalore Police Commissioner. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Megrik, on the news today. Can you tell us a little bit more about who you have accused, who you've apprehended? Was it based simply on the victim's description? Are you confident now that the case has been cracked?
Actually, the description given by the victim was very sketchy. She could only narrate 3 digits, which was very difficult for us to find out what kind of RTO it was there, which RTO it has been registered with. And but our teams not only they kept this thing in mind, not only that, but they went around the place because we suspected that the vehicle has to be somewhere around from that area. We could zero down on that area, and the further inquiries or the investigation or the skills used by police were responsible for detecting this vehicle.
You know, Mr. Police Commissioner, companies have to follow certain SOPs on how women should be given transportation, particularly those who are working late in the BPO sector. Do you believe that those precautions were followed in the case, or will you also take the company to task in this particular terrible case that has taken place in Bangalore?
You are right. There are some guidelines issued by the Labour Department from Government of Karnataka. The guidelines are enforced. The BPOs are supposed to, BPO or the institutions are supposed to follow those guidelines. In this instant case, it was not a very late hour, and it was quite a busy area. And perhaps only thing which we could, it was unfortunate for that victim to board that kind of vehicle, which was not a regular route bus or route vehicle.
What would you like to tell, Mr. Police Commissioner, the people who will be watching this story, come to Bangalore to work, young women who are still working in the BPO sector? Do you believe this is a one-off? Do you believe that there is a problem in a city like Bangalore where there are lots of roads which are dark, very dark in the night, and where you don't have safe street lighting? Do you believe that there is a problem for those who are working late in the night in a city like Bangalore?
See, in this instant case, we were able to trace the victims, assaulters, the perpetrators of the crime, and the vehicle used in that in the shortest possible time. But it was very difficult, and sometimes it goes into the blind way. So what I suggest that the public at large and youngsters specifically coming out of the Bangalore city, who are new to the city, they should always use the public transport, which is the BMTC buses, the auto rickshaws, or the modern time cabs. Different kind of cabs are there in the market. They should use only these authorized vehicles to prevent such kind of incidents.
Thank you very much, sir, there for joining me from Bangalore. I want to go straight to Rohini Swami, our correspondent who's live at the moment with me from Bangalore with young women who work in the BPO sector. Rohini, this is not the first such incident that has happened. Does every such incident heighten fears among young women working there in the BPO sector that maybe there needs to be greater safety, or is this being seen increasingly as a one-off where the company alone cannot be blamed?
Well, one thing is that it needs to be seen is, yes, it is an eye-opener. Largely when such incidents take place, women do say they need to feel safe, and the company also is responsible for the safety and security of their women employees. I'm here with some of them who work. Let me ask you one question. Do you feel safe when you travel because you have late night hours, and do you get transportation? Because this kind of incident, each time an incident like this takes place, does it bring that fear that because you all have come from other states and you're working here, and you all have come here thinking that IT, Silicon Valley, and you're working and safe?
Yeah, exactly. The honest answer is no. So the state of public transport in Bangalore is really, really bad. So talk of state buses, the frequency of buses really decrease at night, and most of us have to work late nights when we come back from office, right? So we can't just leave work and come. And then even the autos, we really don't feel safe in the autos here, the cabs, whatever it is.
You know, you're making a very important point, because when I spoke to the Bangalore Police Commissioner today, he said women who are coming from other places, if they want to feel safe, use public transport, use these kind of aggregators. And you're saying you're not safe in that too?
Yes,
But do you think your companies also give you all transportation, you'll feel safe?
No, not at all. We don't feel safe because whenever we have to work late at night, so we generally prefer coming back home and then working from home. So that is why I also, we all try to leave early from office, and we prefer working from home.
And what about you? If I can ask you, do you also travel late at nights? And in terms of, it's just not about nights or day, it's about vehicles coming and offering you a lift in case you're waiting for some other vehicle, because if your company is not provided for that thing, because it's standard operating procedures, you need to get transportation. If you're doing it during the day, what happens then? Do you feel safe in Bangalore?
Yeah, actually, sir, there is more eve teasing happening nowadays. I mean, my work requires me to stay late at night, but the transport is not good here. I mean, we should not take private cabs. More of the incidents are happening in private cabs only.
So let me ask you, what do you all do to keep yourselves safe? Quickly.
Well, what we try to do is, if I am coming late from office, I ask one of my male colleagues, I mean one or two of them, to just stay back. But that's not really always possible, right? Yeah. So I think it's really bad here.
So, so you can see largely what they're expecting is that they have some kind of people who are going along with them. But more importantly, the thing that they're saying time and again, they do not feel safe. In spite of the fact that the police do their bit, if the transportation department do their bit, yes?
Does every company, does every BPO company there mandatorily provide public transport to their women employees in the night? Yes or no? These are companies making huge profits. Do they provide public transportation to their employees? Yes or no, Rohini?
Rajdeep, let me tell you, yes and no. Yes, because the large companies, it is mandatory and they provide it. But this particular company where we saw this incident where this lady has been a victim of sexual assault, her company did not, because it was just a 20-employee company. This is a very small company, and they were cutting corners. They were cutting costs, and they did not have that kind of transportation. So the yes and no in that way. But yes, most of the companies, they have to provide that kind of transportation. And when we did speak to the Bangalore Police Commissioner, he said it was not was too late in the night. It was 9:30 in the night, and she was accompanied by a colleague who told her at that time do not board that vehicle. But yet she thought she wanted to go home early, and she did so. But the point remains that time and again, public transportation, if it was safe, then half the battle is won.
Okay, well, there are those companies, even smaller companies, you cannot cut costs at the cost of women's safety or the safety of your women employees. I think that's the message that must come very clearly to all BPOs working out of Bangalore or indeed any city of the country. Rohini Swami joining us there from Bangalore on that big story coming from there. Let's